This is Colin O'Keefe for LXBN TV. This past Sunday, a commuter train on New York's Metro-North Hudson Line tragically derailed, killing 4 passengers. Joining me now to discuss the accident within the context of rail safety is attorney Charlie Goetsch. He has 3 decades of experience as a rail safety lawyer and is author on the Train Law blog. Charlie, first, can you explain what happened with the Metro-North train derailment within the larger context of train safety? What is the rail safety landscape like right now?
Okay, well, I think you have to look at it in 2 ways. External to the railroad and then internal. What is the internal culture of the railroad? Externally, we all know that compared to highways, the rail infrastructure has not gotten a lot of or as much financial support, political support in the last several decades. Hopefully that will be remedied as time goes by. Unfortunately, accidents like this may spur the political will to come up with the money for example, the positive train control, which was a means to avoid this type of derailment, track work, infrastructure. All of that is kind of external to the railroad itself and is a part of the context. But also internally, what is the culture internally on Metro North? And really, it's true for every railroad in the nation. And unfortunately, what has developed over the last 100 years is a rail management culture of retaliation towards employees who report safety hazards, report injuries resulting from safety hazards, even, believe it or not, employees who are told by their doctors, you're not medically fit to work, you should stay home. They go to work in an unfit condition because they'll get disciplined for attendance absence if they don't. So, for example, an engineer of a passenger commuter train who perhaps has the flu, perhaps he has a fever. His doctor says, "You got to stay home. You're not fit to work." Is that engineer has to choose between following his doctor's orders or going to work and not getting, so he won't get disciplined. And that the Federal Rail Safety Act is a recent whistleblower law that protects railroad workers who report injuries, report safety hazards, follow their doctor's orders. And that's a law that it's designed to change this culture of retaliation on our nation's railroads. But as you probably can guess, it's a difficult and long process to change an entrenched workplace culture like that.
Absolutely. So, segueing off that a bit, what still needs to be done here with rail safety? I mean, we see this accident and others previously. What needs to change so incidents like this stop happening?
Well, as I said, externally, what needs to happen is more political and financial support for the infrastructure. That's external. Internally, every railroad has got to change its safety culture. Instead of giving lip service to safety or having the window dressing policies on paper, what has to happen is that when employees or anyone raises a safety hazard, points out an injurious condition, stays home from work because it's unsafe for them to work. Instead of retaliating and disciplining that individual, the railroad culture has to change so that it becomes, oh, thank you so much for bringing this to our attention. We will now look at the root cause of this hazard that led to this injury. We will correct everything from the root cause up to the most direct and indirect causes, even if it means that managers are held accountable for what they did or didn't do. Because the dynamic has been, shoot the messenger, shoot the employee who's raising the safety hazard, and ignore the rest of the situation in order to protect management prerogatives and so on. So I think that's the basic change in culture that has to happen, and that's what the Federal Rail Safety Act is designed to make happen, and it's slowly but gradually doing that.
I see. Well, hopefully we do see changes soon because, of course, accidents like this are tragic. They're terrible, and hopefully we see some changes that prevent more of them in the future. Once again, that was Attorney Charlie Goetsch. He is based in Connecticut, and you can read more of his insight on this accident and other issues in rail safety at trainlawblog.com. And of course, if you're not watching us here on LXBN, you can visit LXBN.com and find hundreds more of these LXBN TV video interviews and curated commentary from our network of more than 8,000 lawyers. Thank you for joining me today, Charlie.
Thank you.